All right, we're live, buddy.
Hey, man, how are you?
Good, good. Had a nice, restful, restful, but not so restful 3-day weekend. So that was good. Got a little exercise, hung out at the art festival in the Grove.
Yeah,
went to see some movies. You know, good. Just took a little.
I got a guy I want to recruit for a Doki machine from that.
Oh, good thinking.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Guy had these really cool figures. I'm going to try to get him. You know, I didn't talk to him about it there because his booth was busy, but some really cool shit that fits in perfectly. You know, we do a combo physical art, digital art thing.
Yeah.
Really, really nice, cool stuff that'll appeal to the NFT space as PFPs, and just the art's fun. It's really cool.
Which one was he in the St. Stephen's area or in the main area?
No, in the main area.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff down there. It's I saw a lot of kind of geode type stuff, a little bit of fractally stuff.
Yeah.
Your left hand just went up if you're wondering if you're lagging.
That was from 3 minutes ago.
Okay, all right. So you're lagging.
Totally lagging.
But definitely a good time just to get my head out of it. And now, you know, rededicated again for another week of helping out the people.
Helping out the people.
Nobody could see your smirk, but you're laughing. I can hear it. Sharing some knowledge. You know, but look, I saw some good stuff. I mean, obviously a lot of good stuff over the weekend. And you know, it's like things hitting me. You know, Cosmos ecosystem surging. Oh, I should probably share my screen actually.
Surging in TVL or volume, or what's going on there?
TVL, man. It's like up to 17B.
All right, let me get this in here. Let me get my notes open. Okay, Cosmos. So I don't have to, and you'll send me these links, right?
I'll just send them in. I'll paraphrase it rather, unless you want the links. I'm just trying to make it.
Yeah, I like putting the links in the notes.
Okay. So I'll put all those over to you. So Cosmos surging to 17B.
So funny because I don't hear any, you know, Twitter is, there's no discussions that I'm seeing in the Twitter world. You know me on Twitter, man. It's like, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but there's a lot of talk about Juno and osmosis and things like that. And those are on Cosmos. So it's pretty much you know, I'm in one chat where it's all they talk about because people are killing it over there in yield. And lots of money moving in. Let's see. Here's the Cosmos chains connected by the IBC protocol. I guess we can't zoom that, can we? Make it a little bigger. No, it's just going to make my text bigger. But, you know, look, this right here, you can see. Put these reading glasses on. Secrets over there, Juno. A lot of stuff I haven't heard of. But it looks like, you know, it's osmosis. SIF chain, which is one that I've been in for a long time.
Right.
Terra in there. Well, obviously Chronos.
I haven't done shit on Cosmos, like nothing.
I haven't, because you got to set up the Klepper wallet or something like that, and I just don't need another wallet. So that's I mean, I'm probably going to have to do it. Seems like that's where all the gains are these days.
Yeah.
But you know, it's been moving steadily up on DeFi Llama. Here's some interesting stuff. Okay. Let's see. It's clear via the inter-blockchain communication protocol, all of which are built using Cosmos SDK. So Osmosis, Cosmos, and Crypto.com's Chronos chain. That's what I find interesting, the Crypto.com angle in this. Would I lose you? Oh, no, there you are.
I'm here.
And it looks like there's about 1.4 billion in TVL on Osmosis. Chronos has 2.43. But few of the IBC chains, let's see. But the Cosmos ecosystem is number 2 is surprising. Traditionally had an issue with marketing and getting the word out there. There you go. That's why you haven't heard about it.
Exactly.
So
who's putting the money in?
Stargaze, NFT Launchpad and Marketplace. Stargaze airdrop 25% of its stars tokens. Yeah, because that's what's going on. Everybody who's staking Atom and Juno are getting airdrops from every new platform. So that's why everybody's there.
Yeah.
But they're all dumping too, you know.
Of course. But the volume increases and looks like there's big activity. And
So as we always say, we need to look more at this, but with the Cosmos ecosystem quietly taking the number 2 spot in TVL, there may be an alternative narrative that comes to define 2022. So it's definitely something that we got to start looking more at. Then I saw something with Suarez, Miami mayor, was talking about Miami coin, which I guess is off, but they still got like 5.3 billion in payments from city coins related to it. And, he's just, I think there's somebody taking some shots at him. This Mike.
Yeah, he's covering his ass.
Yeah. Who's, I looked at his LinkedIn profile. I don't really see a lot there other than I'm guessing related to the Bloomberg, but maybe not. But he, who has experience working in local government, and that was the town of Holyoke, Massachusetts, I believe.
Oh, so, well, that's kind of like running the city of Miami.
It's a bustling megalopolis out there. So I mean, it's a beautiful place. Don't get me wrong.
Of course,
place to hang out. I mean, that whole area up there in that valley, where like Mount Holyoke and Deerfield and all those. There's like some of the former Seven Sisters are up there. It's a really pretty place. But so Bloomberg's trying to get Suarez to say something about. What does he say? Bloomberg's whining because it's just such a shame that people have invested in this and haven't made money yet. But, my understanding with these city coins is that they're really supposed to be like platform tokens to operate city services and pay for city services. I don't think it's specifically a coin that's everybody expects to go up.
Right.
So it just shows me that this Mike Bloomberg doesn't even get crypto. If you look at his bio,
he's got an agenda.
Yeah, here's an urban technology researcher, which says to me, trust fund dilettante, but doesn't know what the fuck to do with his life other than spend his billions that his daddy made. He sits here and says, you look at his background. Sorry, I'm on a bit of a roll today. I'm going to give the people what they want here,
I like it, Joe. I like it.
I mean, because I always come down on the side of we got to work with regulators. We got to work with financial institutions. But this is the kind of shit that I do not like. So, a failed candidate for the Massachusetts House of Representatives. Why the fuck would you even put that on your bio? And then a bunch of little fucking internships, which, United States Olympic Committee out in Colorado Springs means he was just working out there. Can't see what he was fucking doing. And then everything else. And he's the one taking shots at both the city coin of New York and the Miami coin. So, take it for what it's worth. I still like it. I like Suarez. And I think it's great. The people call Miami now the crypto city of America or something like that. So, and a little article on Binance about how to create a DAO. Recommend everybody to take a look at this if you have any interest in doing this and just to understand them better. There's really good, just basic explainers. Something that we always deal with is, how do we talk to both the crypto people and the normies, the newbies? Yeah. And this has a lot of good, just fundamental stuff in here that, if you're super sophisticated, I still recommend reading it just in case you kind of have a gap in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's all this basic stuff on Binance. This one I was trying to get to, but it's got a paywall. It's somebody did an NFT collection. It's on Business Insider. And, they made an NFT collection and sold out 3.6 million in 20 minutes or something. So I'll look to find that somewhere else for later. And then we got the executive order on crypto coming this week, which everything seems to say it's just about telling all the agencies to figure out how to use crypto, and a little bit of stuff about central bank, stable coins, basically, country stable coins. And it says, here it is, various government agencies will be asked to produce a, let's see who, Treasury, State, Justice, and Homeland Security. So we'll get what they think should happen and then some other stuff. But, this is all good. It means that they're going to actually figure this shit out or try to. So we'll hear more about that, I guess, in probably 2035, something like that. Well, we're all retired on the beach, mixing margaritas. And then Axie Infinity surpassing 4 billion in all-time NFT sales, which I thought was pretty cool.
That's
actually,
awesome.
I just see here, Russia's finance ministry submits bill to legalize crypto investment, but ban payments.
Huh.
Venezuela getting cryptocurrency ATMs. Another law firm accepting crypto. Let's see. And a bunch of other shit. And then Cardano, it's never seems like this is going to die. It seems like it's this one was Cardano outpacing Litecoin and Ethereum and on-chain activity as ADA blockchain expands. So a lot of press this weekend on that. So they must have their PR firm going full bore right now to get articles out, because what's that thing? It's at like 85 cents or something, right?
Right.
So let's see.
Hey, Joe, I'm going to come back in. I've got to reset to share my screen. I'll be right back.
All right, cool.
All right.
Yep.
I'll still be on video, but I won't be able to hear you.
Oh, okay. And then
confusing.
And then also our nice Russian news over the weekend, where you just say, hey, fuck it, let's just invade with peacekeepers into Donetsk and Luhansk. Well, all hail to the Germans, man. Right away, they come right out and just shut down Nord Stream 2. Didn't even wait for anything else. And there was a lot of speculation because the ex-German Chancellor, Schroeder, was the big promoter of this project. I think he's still the chairman of it. And he's the chairman of Rosneft oil company, another Russian one. And then he just assumed the chairmanship of Gazprom. And those are somehow tightly intertwined. But, so when you got the ex-German chancellor on the running or chairing these major Russian gas companies, I mean, that a lot of the German elite are making money off of that, obviously. And the fact that, who's the new guy, Scholz or Scholz, that he just said, fuck it, shut it down. And it's done right now. It's not coming back up. So that leaves the Russians with only one major. I think there's a little pipeline going through Belarus into Poland and into Germany, but the main one goes through the Ukraine. So, now, boom, they hit them in the wallet. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So the Germans, definitely coming through for Europe, because they basically halted the certification process and just said nothing's happening here forward. And so Medvedev then comes out and says, welcome to the Russian the one who was served in between Putin when Putin had his term limits thing, who's actually a pretty sane guy from everything I saw. His behavior, he seems like the kind of guy that, he's just stuck. But, a guy that would like to see Russia in the EU, like I would. But he makes his little snide thing about welcome to 2,000 euro gas. But, I know all the LNG guys are pumping up to like send it into Europe. So, I don't think it gets that high. But hey, I'm glad to see that. And then what was this one? Oh, and then UK threw some sanctions down on targeting all the banks, Rosaya, IS, General Bank, Promsvia Bank, and the Black Sea Bank. And everybody knows that London is the laundromat for Russian money, basically, to my British friends, whatever. But, there's like $100 billion in there from oligarch money. They kind of just take it. So they're finally going to start seizing those accounts, it sounds like, if Putin goes beyond the separatist republics.
Well, I just read an article earlier saying that there are some cracks in the oligarchy there, and that I haven't seen the video of it yet. I read an article describing Putin's televised live meeting with his cabinet, and people actually did close-ups on their watches to show that it wasn't actually live. But the interesting thing was he was trying to get everyone in the cabinet to say, yes, I 100% support this. And all of them were just kind of like floundering about, not necessarily looking like they really supported it. So I've got to find the video because I, if nothing else, it'll be a good laugh. Look, I think at the end of the day, we have to like just starve that country as much as is possible with the world economy. Now, the downside is we're going to have some real problems because gas and oil for Europe is a real problem, right? And so there's going to be some suffering in the rest of Europe. But I was talking today on Telegram, two friends of mine that are there in Ukraine. And, these people are terrified. Like one guy is today moving his entire family away from the area and trying to relocate. And it's just, he's just such a piece of shit. I'm sorry to any of our Russian loyalist viewers or listeners. The man is a crazy piece of shit, and he's got it good, and he should just sit back and count his fucking billions and stop acting like he's still in the KGB. So that's
well, it's like I said, I don't have I have lots of Russian friends too. I mean, not government people, but ex-military and their kids, and the Russian people deserve better than this shit.
Exactly.
And, I think what's interesting is they haven't done a mechanized assault since World War II. Other than those, they used to fight the Chinese on the Mongolian border every other year back in the 60s and 70s. And it was never reported, but there'd be like 20,000 casualties on each side. I mean, they were just huge dust-ups. And I don't know if they were doing tank battles or not, because I don't think the Chinese had any tanks worth of shit back then. But they haven't rolled against anybody with, I saw an article in the press Saturday, that, the Ukrainians, not only they have the Javelin anti-tank missile, but they also got Stingers. Yeah. And that's the thing that, when the Russians were in Afghanistan, that's what drove them out. The Stingers shooting down Hind helicopters that were previously impervious to anything at that point. And, those teams, they took out a lot of those things. And you can bet that those Ukrainians are trained up in that. And, they're going to take a lot of casualties. And those metal coffins rolling across the frontier, Javelins just make fucking Swiss cheese out of those things.
Of course.
And now these Ukrainians, all the Russians have left, basically, the Russian sympathizers for the most part. Now you've got hardcore soldiers that are willing to die for their country. Yeah. And, that's the difference. I don't think the Russians got it in them. I don't think their conscript army has it in it to go and start, rolling back 10,000 body bags for all those moms. It's going to be the end of Putin.
Between the public pressure that way and the oligarchs not wanting their funds cut off, hopefully we'll see Putin with what was the guy's name that he poisoned? Maybe we can see something similar for Vladimir.
The Ukrainian dude or the dissident or the guys in London?
The dissident. The guys in London and the dissident were both.
Yeah, the one that actually died with cesium. Yeah. What was his name? He was an oligarch too who left and was close to another one, Abramovich, I think. And they sent a team to get him, obviously. And they put cesium in his tea at a London tea house, and that's what killed him. But there was another one recently with a nerve agent that was the dad and a daughter who got it. Yeah, because they went and smeared it all over their doorknob. They have a long track record of taking out people, poison umbrellas, sticking them in the subway, whatever. They just do that shit with impunity. Well, when those oligarchs, when you're like getting ready to get your funds seized out of your HSBC, well, no, I'm not going to pick on any bank, your London bank, let's say. And then like, wait, what the hell? How do I fix this? And everybody's going to look at him and say, you know what you got to do.
Get out the umbrella.
Yeah, and those oligarchs are going to go after him because I think there's a deal to be cut. Whatever you did in the past, we'll make this money clean, but just get your shit back going toward democracy a little bit for us, please.
Yeah,
and get into the
clean
EU.
Up your fucking act, and then Anyway.
But the final quiet thing is that I find interesting is that so in all of this noise about Ukraine, I mean, Putin's actually already invaded Belarus and took it over.
Yeah,
he has troops there. So that's the interesting thing is that
we just kind of it's because the guy that runs that country invited him in, basically. So
it's like one of those offers you can't refuse. We want to come to your country.
I know some folks that are operating crypto projects that are Belarus natives that, I mean, that place is 100% in an allowed crypto. Now, interesting thing is Ukraine passed crypto legalization this week as well in parliament or whatever their governing body is called. All right. So I got some Wonderland news because we need to.
Stop sharing.
I already cleaned you out.
Okay. Got it. Cool. Thanks.
So the proposal for a rage quit option is up. And this is definitely not financial advice, but it would seem that there's a potential arbitrage opportunity here. I don't know if they're going to try to lock down timeframes and you'd get screwed, or when when you had your holdings versus when you could buy and then sell with the rage quit. And that's not specified. I do not believe in the proposal. I did breeze through the proposal. But this one is an official one. and it's to allow people to rage quit and then get the backing value for the tokens that they hold. And he says they say in that proposal that the backing price is estimated to be $38,298. The current price of WMMO on the market is $29,000. So I think anybody can do the math. If you climb through this, you feel like you're safe enough to do that, and that you won't, they won't try to pull some trickery on the timeframes on when you held or when you bought. That's a $9,000 difference in price for each WMMO. So decent little arbitrage if you are so inclined to play it. Anyway,
yeah, that's great, man. Of course, not financial advice, but look, if that passes, there's like a 10K delta there for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look, Canada has totally fucked this shit up. Obviously, they ran the truckers out, but this financial surveillance measure that they've done obviously is having repercussions all over the world. So much so that it's actually taking people who were anti-crypto, including the creator of Ruby on Rails, who has been an outspoken opponent of crypto, and made him change his mind. One of his theses was that crypto wasn't needed because we live in a Western democracy and nobody's going to touch our money, blah blah blah. Well, now David Hansen is 100% on board with the need for crypto because of the invasive use of the terrorism laws in Canada to seize funds from people. Whether or not you agree with the truckers, I think it was all a game, a play by the right side of the fence here in the United States, because the mandates were going away in 30 to 60 days anyway, and 90% of the truckers were already vaccinated. I think it was just a play. Whether you agree with that whole thing or not, the fact is that this overreach by Canada to use terrorism laws is just ridiculous. It's just out of control. So I think what we're going to see is kind of a more and more people realizing that their money may not be safe. If a government like Canada is going to play this game, then you can't guarantee that the financial system in any country is not going to play games with your money. It's gone to the point in Canada where people who are family members of the truckers are having their bank accounts frozen, just because they have a relationship with the people who were involved. So that's interesting. And then in the meantime, you've got Credit Suisse hack revealing $100 billion worth of money laundering.
That's old news, though, dude. That's from like 10 years ago. So
it's 10 years ago.
A lot of that shit's been cleaned up. No, the accounts that the guy leaked, they're all old accounts, and most of them have already been closed out.
Well, why is it coming a story today? Hey, let's keep it a story.
Yeah,
Credit Suisse, and then the existing financial system has a bigger problem with money laundering than people want to admit. So the play that crypto is a better place for money launderers is ridiculous because the banks are in on it. How's that?
Well, my feeling on crypto and money laundering, that I don't, nobody can show up with a dump truck full of, ill-gotten cash and turn it into Tether, let's say. You still have to get it into a financial institution.
Yep.
There's always going to be corrupt bankers somewhere. I mean, in the go-go 80s in Miami, when all the Coke money was around, half these banks were corrupt and would take piles of cash. And that's when they passed all the, cash deposit laws. So that's, there's always going to be a greedy banker that wants to be greedier. And, you look at who, the people that had those accounts. I think I saw something about like King Abdullah of Jordan, which I'm like, what's the big deal there? I don't really have a problem with that. I saw a Venezuelan finance minister. That was a little concerning because we know there's a lot of looting going on down in South America all the time. Again, not picking on my South American friends, but, there are some pretty lax setups. But, I thought the more interesting hacks or leaks were like the Panama Papers and the that one after that recently, because it gets into like individual Americans and what they're doing. I find more interesting. But yeah, I agree. I think there's more money laundering going on in cash than there is in crypto.
Oh yeah, and you're right.
Saying.
Look, I mean,
yeah.
we have transparency on our side, and we have the difficulty of actually on-ramping. Chuck says $100 billion is just one dude.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. Oh, this was fun. Brian Armstrong, CEO of
I like
Coinbase.
That's a good one.
CEO of Coinbase goes out to talk about how brilliant his marketing team is to come up with their QR code ad bouncing around the screen. So he does this thread talking about how brilliant it was and how the idea, what's the backstory, blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, don't you even like fucking do 10 minutes of research with like talk to your chief marketing officer or your team in the marketing department to make sure? Because then one of the people that pitched them for the ad campaign that was not hired, the CEO of that firm says, it was actually inspired by presentations our agency showed your team on August 18th and October 7th, and then gives the pages of the slide deck.
I love that. I love that part, the pages. Right?
With ad concepts for the Super Bowl with floating QR codes on a blank screen. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? So then the newly hired CMO, poor Kate Roche, whatever, who stepped into this fucking mess as the new CMO, says, the fit with our creative partner, Accenture Interact, was seamless, so much so to the extent that our CEO actually thought we were a single team when presenting work. So her response is to say, oh, our CEO didn't realize this came from our ad agency, but doesn't address the fact that the actual concept came from this ad agency that was not hired. Now, in fairness, this happens all the fucking time. Yeah. You parade 10 agencies in front of you to steal the best ideas, and then you go to the one that you liked anyway, or the one that gave you the best price to implement, or you think that has the best creative team. But this is a common practice. Like, parade them all, steal the ideas for all the ones you don't hire, and then make the existing ad agency produce the one that you did like. But it's like, dude, take the time to make sure. First of all, you don't even know which people on the marketing team are your employees versus the ones who aren't. I get it. You're a busy man. It's a big company, but you're meeting directly with the marketing team. You don't know which ones are from the ad agency and which ones are from your team. Not a great look. And secondly, just confirm shit before you do a tweet thread taking credit for an idea. It's just pitiful.
Well,
just
you know, look, my recommendation to, what's this clown's name? Brian Armstrong?
Brian Armstrong.
Go stream some Mad Men over the weekend, dumb shit. You'll figure out what the hell's going on.
Awesome. I mean, by the way, one of the greatest series
I
ever.
Love that
show. Oh my God.
Yeah. No, brilliant. I think
show.
The one I really liked was I love how it's the old ad campaigns, and you kind of think, fuck, man, you see how all this stuff just gets psyoped into you to, you know, do things. And it all started with cigarettes, you know, how they were all trying to like stay ahead of the government regulation to keep selling cigarettes to people. But the one I liked the best was the carousel about that slides, you know, those.
That was
spinning
awesome.
One when he talks about nostalgia and the Greek word for nostalgia, and it's actually a sad angst-given feeling, like longing for something from the past that's gone, and this and that. And it's, you know, it's just a brilliant pitch, and those kind of things I find just amazing. But as far as, you know, remember what they did when they go to pitch somebody is they, you know, take the retainer up front. Yeah. So, and you don't go in and pitch your best ideas at first. Of course, they had a slightly different modus operandi. You know, you go out to lunch and get fucking shit-faced and eat steaks and have a
all day
4-hour
long
meeting.
Drinking whiskey in the office,
martinis, you know, smoking up 3 packs of cigarettes, scotches at 10 in the morning, and they wonder why they all have heart attacks at 34. But you know, thank God we don't do that anymore. We'd all be dead. Exactly. But you know, it's just a total blunder, and it makes me think, man, Coinbase does not have its fucking act together at all. So
it's a hot mess. I mean, that just looks like shit. It's just like, dude, send some money to that agency and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
I'd hire them now.
Exactly. No, they probably don't want to work for you, but just send them $1 million and get them out of your hair because you're an idiot.
Yeah.
So I just saw this. Yeah, I just saw this morning. There's a DAO trying to buy the Broncos.
Yeah.
Right. Trying to raise 4 billion. Now, what they're saying is they actually want to raise 1 billion and then bring in other investors to buy it out. I love the concept of this, but the fucking NFL is not.
Never
Go. I mean, maybe not never, maybe someday, but it ain't happening in the next 10 years. Those owners are not going to have, although you look at Green Bay, I don't know how that ownership structure works with the fans, but that's been a part of the system for a long time. So
yeah, but that's public equity, and it's probably, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's definitely not a controlling interest.
Right.
It seems like people get to own a share. I don't know if they actually get any dividends or anything, but it's like, I think they get some discounts on tickets maybe, but it's not like Green Bay has to market because that stadium's sold out every time.
Yeah.
Because what else is there to do up there?
Yep. But here's the thing. To get to $1 billion, you got to have some big ass money coming in. And
is that me? Is that me or you? Okay.
Somebody calling me from Finland. It's probly Vladimir.
Oh yes, we want to join. Can we join NATO? We want to join NATO now. Don't put NATO right on the border, man. Yeah.
But the guys who would help you, get to $1 billion, they're not going to do it through a fucking DAO. They're going to put their $500 million in with some other $500 million guy and buy the Broncos. So I love the idea. I think it would be fucking awesome for a DAO to own an NFL team. But let's be realistic, boys and girls.
I remember there is. Evan says there's a Kilroy. Well, there's a project if I've ever seen one. The Denver DAO thing, but yeah, right in that orange circle, baby. But no, look, I remember when Washington football team, formerly known as the Redskins, when Jack Kent Cooke died, or they were selling that team, and there were like 3 or 4 bidders. And it was the group that Snyder was involved in, but there was a guy in there who was a finance dude who they just wouldn't deal with because they said, we don't care how much money, because he was known as a litigator. He sued everybody all the time. And the NFL is a very tight fraternity of, mostly old white guys that, have this thing about not going against the league. So they have to know everybody that's in the ownership structure. And I mean, it's like, national security clearance type level, anal probe to figure out what you're up to and what kind of person you are. And so I just can't see a DAO doing it. And also there's a lot of like, I think they're in like these antitrust exemption areas. And with that, I think Congress would definitely jump into it as well. I'm seeing all these messages pop up from your guys' dialogue here. So let me just.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I was trying to see what Evan said. So.
No, he was saying, I think, about what the DAO as a great project. But yes, absolutely. But you're right. That'll never get through. I like it, the gimmick, but use it to buy art, stuff like that. You can't do it to buy teams, or just straight up go buy the team.
Or start your own league.
Yeah. Like you following that golf thing between the Saudi Golf League and Phil Mickelson?
No, there's a golf league.
Well, it's pretty much looks like it's dead in the water now because all the leading, they were trying to pull players off the PGA Tour for exorbitant amounts of money. So of course, Mickelson, probably the biggest asshole on the tour, is like, oh yeah, I'll go work with those sons of bitches for money, with whatever despite the human rights issues and everything else. And then all the other people came out and they said, we would expect Phil to do that. He's such a selfish prick. And Rory McIlroy was just like, I'm with the PGA. And everybody else came out saying, I'm with the PGA. And they all go, Tiger Woods isn't saying shit about the Saudi Golf League. He's with the PGA. So, everybody's kind of following that.
What's wrong? What's the complaint with the PGA?
Well, Phil's complaint in particular is the PGA actually owns all the content that's created when you're golfing in a tournament. So remember that Tiger Woods shot
and the NBA,
like every other league.
Every other fucking professional league.
Yeah. So, he wants to be able to do stuff with clips of him in tournaments and he can't. So there was an example about a tournament.
He could license them.
Yeah. I think they did do that once before. I think he and Tiger did that for that shootout in the whatever a couple of years ago, but they had to pay $1 million to the PGA to be able to do that event. But look, the PGA has given them hundreds of millions of dollars in prize money, or
Of course,
some obscene amount, and loyalties required at this point. To me, cut a deal, license your stuff. I mean, I was thinking about the Tiger Woods chip in at Masters many years ago, but when it just kind of went super slow roll and it fell into the cup, and the roll when it just rolled over to go into the cup was going super slow, was the Nike logo.
nice.
And it was just such a brilliant, I mean, obviously not staged, but obviously just such a brilliant clip for ad content.
Yeah.
And, but Nike has their own deal with the league and their own deal with Tiger. So I'm sure that, they paid anything they had to, or they just got it. But Phil's talking about the players should have the rights to the shots. And I'm like, yeah, go to the driving range, hit some balls and sell that. But, don't whine about this or pay a licensing fee and get it. So,
right.
I don't know how I got there, but anyhow, just another little
NFL
weekend
team.
anecdote. Oh yeah.
So
NFL.
This is kind of fun. This is fun. This cracks me up. It cracks me up because it's so fucking stupid, but it cracks me up because it's a clever idea. An artist bought a used Lamborghini for 250 grand and then exploded it to protest NFTs and crypto culture.
Wow, he sounds like a real, bootstrapping, seat of his pants kind of person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that artist is certainly starving.
Shlomes. He's using a 0. He should just put the X next to it and join us. It just cracks me up.
But then they're selling 999 NFTs from it in protest against the get-rich-quick culture of cryptocurrencies. He's trying to out Beeple. And Beeple did that painting and then burned it live. Destroyed it live. So the only thing left is the NFT, which I think went for, is that 37 million or something like that? I can't remember.
Yeah.
That was one.
Look, let me get attention for my NFT sale. Here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to blow up a Lamborghini, and then I'm going to make fucking buckets of money, and nobody's going to benefit from it except me.
And I'm going to bitch about crypto.
Exactly. Exactly. I just found this hilarious. New tool I found. I haven't tried it. I don't know how well it works, but it's a needed product in the market. It's called DustSweeper. Binance US fucking needs a DustSweeper. I don't understand why they haven't. I've got I don't know, 50 different coins with 3 cents worth of fucking crypto of each in my account.
Did they have that? They had that.
No, only in Binance.com, not Binance US.
All right, yeah, because I remember doing that too with frags going to BNB or something like that over there when I was in it.
Yeah, so supposedly the contract approval allows you to do the sweep on the Ethereum mainnet without any gas fees. Now, you're giving authority to a system it's similar to how Gelato functions and Superfluid, where you're giving you're giving permission to your wallet for these transactions, but you can always remove it after. Again, I have no idea the legitimacy of this project, but it's a concept that is desperately needed. MetaMask should fucking build it. But anyway, great idea, great concept. Let me see where their website is. It's dustsweeper.xyz. So, cool stuff, cool idea. Let's see. Approved tokens costing $8 to $15 each. Bots will execute the swap and pay the gas. You'll receive ETH in your wallet. I have no idea how much you get for it. But again, it's a really good idea. Only works on test nets right now. Oh, they want you to donate on Mirror to get it deployed to mainnet. Good concept. So you can't even use it and get ripped off yet. But check it out. If you think it's valuable, contribute. dustsweeper.xyz.
Yeah, I look at a lot of balances on all these chains, and I still have a Snowdog balance of something like 0.000001, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Well, how can I just delete that shit? I'm tired of looking at it.
Exactly.
But I don't know. These guys look like they're charging, what is it? You said $15 to approve a coin?
No, I think it's that was the size of the tokens. I don't think that you're holding, I think, but each approval costs, user selects the tokens they want to sell and goes through a series of approval. Each approval costs $8 to $15 in gas. And the next hour or two, market taker bots will buy the tokens for ETH at a discount, and the user will see the ETH appear in their wallet. Approximately a 10% discount. All approvals are removed from the contract. So I'm sure what they're doing here, this actually is probably similar to how CowSwap works, in that they have a series of bots that will find people looking to buy a specific token. They'll compile them together and then sell them in a bundle. They'll make the 10% on it and just have it automate this whole process. So if DustSweeper itself takes off, they can make a pretty penny with these bots just constantly buying up and sucking up this dust and then dumping it on the market. They hand off ETH and keep 10%, which, you know, if you got a bot operation, it's a pretty cool concept.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Aggregating.
Why didn't you think of that, Joe?
I already did, man. It's just implementation bandwidth issues, man. I also thought about asteroid mining. So it's like, but that's a big raise. I got to pull down $4 billion for that one. So maybe a DAO, an asteroid mining DAO.
Oh, that's good.
But Consensus already has an asteroid miner, don't they? Didn't they buy Planetary Resources or something like that? Like
I don't know. Yeah, they were invested in that. You're right.
That sort of kind of made Joe look a little flaky because I'm like, blockchain to asteroid mining. It reminded me of like the Razorfish being on 60 Minutes back in .com when they looked like a bunch of twits.
Oh,
everybody
I
dumped the stock that. And then .com crashed. So
yeah,
I was always kind of like, not showing a lot of focus there, buddy. But who doesn't want to be an astronaut?
I guess Austin Williams at One Way Function created this. It's a bot that tweets out newly deployed, fewer than 7 days old Ethereum contracts that already have at least 1 million in TVL.
Oh,
right. So you monitor this bot and you're going to catch contracts that have hit at least 1 million in TVL that may be on a fast growth pace and give you something to research and check and see if it's something you want to invest in. So pretty cool concept. The bot is at Alfalfa Leaks, Leeks, at Alfalfa Leaks. So ALFALFALEEKS. Cool concept. It's cute. I'm going to follow and turn on notifications on that because that sounds like a cool way to find promising projects. It doesn't mean that those projects are valid or good or strong, but it's a great way to kind of, here's one. Sneaky Vampires Syndicate, Crypto Bear Watch Club, Tubbies, Boom Gala, VR Future. Ooh, some going for the virtual reality hype. Bunny Buddies, Uniswap V2 pair, DGen Tunes, a lot of NFT projects, it looks like. Monastery ICO, Floppy NFT, ERC 721A, Suki. Anyway, cool concept, cool way to find projects. It'll take some work, and you can't count on any of these, but
when you see the tweet or whatever from the bot, does it say what their token is in the contract, or do you have to figure that out?
No, it says it says the name of it says alpha detected, new contract, and then I guess this is the name of the contract.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's the name of the token. Like this one is Beanbag Friends, FRENS. Let's see if it's a project we can actually search and find.
Beanbag Friends.
Here's Beanbag Friends on Twitter. A community-driven NFT collection of 7,777 friends, one of which is a vomiting beanbag rainbow vomit doll.
All right.
Building the most loving community on the blockchain.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of NFTs on OpenSea. By the way, did we talk about that OpenSea hack?
I thought we talked about it the other day. Didn't we?
Okay, I think we did. I've seen a couple of mentions of it. I wasn't sure. But it turns out it was the phishing scam. So they sent an identical email that basically said, hey, you got to update something here. And people clicked and, they put a nice sense of urgency in there. But, I'm just on OpenSea. That's what I'm asking. So I see kind of cartoony stuff.
Yeah, it looks like it's mostly NFTs. He should do a filter that filters out the ERC 721s if somebody just wants token plays.
Yeah, the floor price is 0.1, and a lot of this stuff's listing at like 0.07, 0.075. It doesn't look too. It looks, it looks like, who was that guy on Doki Doki, like Crypto Chris or something, who did the twerking cryptos and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Remember that one? It's got that kind of a look to it.
Okay, so here's one of the projects. Crypto Bear Watch Club.
Crypto Bear Watch Club.
So it's a crypto bear in a a costume holding watches.
Watch. And it looks. Who else has your NFT?
Bear fighting an ape. Bear. The battle for Arquita.
Looks like a waste of time.
Yes, it does.
I mean, all these guys come out with the big fucking game, and then it's all about sell the NFTs.
Of course. They pretend like it's gamified. I don't see anything in here that's not NFT. Maybe that's all he's focused on. That's kind of strange.
Well, accumulating 1 million in TVL. So what? So the NFTs would be held in the contract too, right?
Yeah.
So, you go mint up 10,000 NFTs and say they're worth $100 each. Boom, you got 1 million in TVL.
Yeah, it looks like everything in here is NFT.
What was that virtual reality one that you saw? The VR one, is that?
I'm sure that's an NFT too. Hold on. Medicay's Sneaky Vampire Syndicate.
I'll look that one up.
Tubby's Boom. Oh, VR Future. That's going to be hard to find. I have a feeling.
VR Future. All right, we're looking for that one.
No, that's not. That's going to be a hard one. Oh wait, there it is. VR Future NFT sold out.
Yeah, that's a great. We're just thinking of something else, and I'm going sold out. A banner across it. Oh well, we do have a few extra ones left, but these are 5 billion each.
Sounds good to me, buddy. Let me see if I have anything else, Joe. I did DustSweeper. What is this? I don't know what this is. Oh, the bot that I just showed everybody. That's it. That's all I got, bud.
Jarvis Labs had some new stuff out. I just saw. Need to see the band flip green to have a midterm rally possible. It remains. Yeah, go. Jarvis Labs. I guess at Jarvis Labs, you can get all the stuff there. Good. They always have good data, and they're tracking something to do with stablecoin dominance and waiting for it to flip before things start going up. Medium term up, not up only.
Yeah.
And that was that. Yeah, that's about all I got. We covered everything, right?
Yeah. I'll quickly post up the. Hold on.
The Jarvis thing or what?
Nah, the fractal.
Oh
just
yeah.
for shits and giggles.
Are we still on the same one, or is it a different one?
No, this is the same one. So this is interesting, right? I mean, this is obviously off pretty significantly from the price point by about 6,000. But I do like. Here's where my mouse is today on this timeline, which like I said, time and price are never exact in these things, but I kind of feel like we are here in this kind of back and forth sideways run of about. Looks like the range on these 3 days ran from 44 up to 46.5. So $2,000 range, which is kind of how we're bouncing, 36 to 39, 37 to 39. So it's interesting. I don't know if it's going to keep following this pattern. If it does, we'd be looking at in the next couple of days another bigger dip down, and then potentially a nice run up. It would have been on this one. It's at about 48, 49. So take that down to
43,
40, 43, 44. Anyway, interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Like I said, this is not an exact science. This is the basis of historical data and previous flows on charts. And it very well could not pan out, especially with what's happening in the world with
big macro
Ukraine
events.
And big events that are happening and financial situation and interest rates.
Yeah. To me, it's all about two things. It's Ukraine and interest rates now. And that's what I think everybody's looking at. And how does that affect the U.S. stock market, which then cascades into crypto and everything else? The one thing I find interesting about this fractal in particular is that, like you said, it doesn't have a way to factor in, well, two things. One, these patterns that they're pulling from the past are patterns that were created without the big institutional involvement of financial institutions. So to me,
very true.
That's one thing that makes it a little bit tricky. And then obviously the big force majeure events that you're talking about. So I don't know. I kind of think that, when you do this kind of fractal modeling off of past charts, like when it was only, say, non-material events that would cause price to move, i.e. people buy, people sell, in real world stuff, or excuse me, in equities and things like that, people buy and sell because of an event that happens. So, like I said, the corporate jet goes down and takes out senior management. People sell. New product launches and has just thinking of an easy example, has like 5 times the revenue, and another company goes bankrupt. People buy. So it's all about the cash flow. Well, crypto doesn't really, until recently, you're getting more of this, but didn't really have a cash flow component attached to the value of an underlying token. So now we're starting to see these ones come out with more revenue share and more, cash flow to community members, which function like a dividend to, say, a stock investor. So now you're going to start seeing more of that type of behavior with all the Wall Street type analysts looking at actual performance of a coin or platform, or, a protocol, and then making decisions. Whereas these are strictly data science driven or data mining driven, based upon, where you're looking at the past movements and say all the bots and everything, that you expect similar behavior by all of those actors from the past. And that's why they've been so good historically, is my feeling. Because I think all the bots look at that too. And all the traders do. But now there's like more variables involved. So I'm really curious to see how this one holds up. Not that, sure, the numbers are off by Bitcoin's at 37.6 right now. So, they're off
it's off by
20%. 20%. So, but directionally, it still seems to be holding, and
it's weird.
That's what I think is interesting. And so, what I'm looking forward to is, the first week, 28th through first week of March. Not looking forward to it, but that's the performance I want to see if it hits that, and then around the 14th,
if we start seeing
15th.
that dump,
Because the 14th, I think, is the FOMC meeting, right? Or 14th, 15th, right around there. So I could see that last little steep fall off. But I don't know if the Fed goes a quarter point hike. I think it's a rally at that point, because
here's the interesting thing: if the ratio stays the same at the bottom of this, we're in the 20s, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. High 20s, like 28.
And there's been a lot of folks talking about that range for quite a while. Now, I will tell you, the guy who creates this, one of my partners, has been very bear for quite a while. So, and it's full in on recession and everything else happening. So, we'll see. We'll see. It's just fun to follow.
Is he an economist? Is he an economist?
Yeah, man. Totally an expert economist. No.
I thought he was the data scientist.
He is. He's a chemist, actually.
Hey, no, a lot of Wall Street guys are chemists and physics guys. I mean, because it's the wave theory stuff, the stochastic stuff. So it makes sense. I'm just, to me, I think that if you look at the way the market behaves when interest rates actually start going up, those are some of the biggest rallies. And it's because the market's already superheated. So it just doesn't put it down. Unless the Fed comes out and says we're raising it 100 bips or something that nobody's expecting, which I can't see that happening in an election year. I think it's a quarter point hike. Maybe even like going to a half is going to be problematic, unless you think get the medicine in now. But who knows? I think it's going to be a rally point if it's a quarter point hike. I think even a half point hike would be okay. But we're waiting on what's killing it is that most of the inflation data right now is tied to fuel price. And we know that oil prices have gone up primarily because of the Russia situation. So that tends to, I think that is transitory. And I think the food prices and stuff, I go into Whole Foods or Fresh Market, and a lot of the shit I buy, like this miso paste I buy, it's good. I drink a lot of miso soup, just because it's great. It's anti-inflammatory. It's good for your insides, for the older guys, prostate issues, things like that. Not that I have any, but just trying to prevent. It's all good. But that shit's gone up like $1 a week. It used to be $9.99. Now it's $13.99.
Damn.
So I see it in the real world too. I can just imagine what's happening at
maybe not talk about Whole Foods and Fresh Market and miso soup paste as the real world.
Well, I mean, it is for me, but I mean, I don't eat fast food and stuff like that. So, but I'm old.
First world trouble.
Yeah, I'm old. So,
exactly.
Younger guys and gals, you don't have to worry about this shit yet. You can still go out and knock back 12 beers and go to work the next day. I'm like a 2-beer guy now, 2 light beers. So call me a pussy or whatever, but you just got to do what you got to do. But the point is that Fed, not to go off on another tangent, but the Fed, how they do interest rates is going to be key to what happens next. Because I think that all this money sitting on the sidelines right now, I heard 400 billion targeted for crypto from institutionals. They're just waiting a little bit right now. I think they're waiting for that 28 number is what I think they're waiting for, which, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't we hit that number in June? June 2021, didn't that where it bottomed?
I don't know. Let me see.
Let me pull up a weekly chart and see if I can grab it. Or I'll do monthly. Well, I'm seeing 28. Yeah, 28. 27.8. I see it 27 something back in June 1st.
Okay.
So it's a monthly chart. So look, it's not like we haven't seen this before. It hit there. Here's a better chart. Yeah, it just kind of went sideways in the 20 now I'm seeing 27 something to
I'm seeing 29. Yeah.
You don't see? Well, I'm on just Binance, so maybe.
I'm on CoinGecko. The bottom in July was 29,971.
Because I'm seeing a bottom in this is June 20th of 28.7. So either way, in the 20s, in the high 20s.
Yeah.
Which is where everything kicked back in. Now I can't see the order book, so you're like the fire chart all the way down there. But that would be interesting to see when you see stuff starting to really load up at that level, limit buys basically. That's when you can see where it's going. So maybe tomorrow we'll pull up the Kingfisher charts, see where the liquidity piles are.
Yeah, I'll pull up our heat map.
Yeah, and we'll get all that going for tomorrow. All right, man. Got to roll.
Have a great one. See you, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. Right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for following. Please rate, review, give us a thumbs up on YouTube or your favorite podcast app. Anything you do to promote it can help us. Thank you so much. Have a great Tuesday afternoon. See you, Joe.
Bye.